What's going on, everybody? Jason Watt, bearded dart guy, back tonight. The Breakfast Club DartCast. Man, it's been a while, Jay Wall. It's been a while. How you been doing, my man?
I've been doing pretty good, but yeah, it's been a good couple months anyway.
Yeah, man, I'm looking kind of rough. I got my BDG hat on. I got to get a haircut. My beard's been coming in like a mane on a horse. It's pretty thick, but it's been a while, man. We've had a lot going on, a lot to catch up on for sure. In the darting world, Paul Saunders and Ryan George tuning in. Definitely appreciate everybody tuning in early here with us. But yeah, man, before we get going, though, we definitely want to give a shout out to those who make this possible. First and foremost, Big Bully Darts, Mr. Eric Anderson at Big Bully Darts, man. He came through for me. Got to give a shout out to him. He got me some barrels, some prototype barrels made up before the CDC, and then also on the flip side of that, made me some prototype, kind of the same barrel for the bull shooter in Chicago. So if you have any custom barrel needs, definitely check out Big Bully Darts. Also, Mission Darts, as you can see in the background here, Mission Dartboard I have on here. The Samurai 2 is a great dartboard, actually marked down right now at dartbrokers.com, so check that out. And then L Style for all your flight shafts, tips, and accessories. Check out L Style.
Yes, and we also like to thank Galaxy Barrel, Galaxy Apparel, and Dart Brokers.
Yes, sir. Check out dartbrokers.com for all your darting needs. I've been putting, I don't know, I probably put 500 or 600 new items on there from Red Dragon, Windmill the last couple of days. So lights, shafts, I mean, you name it, man. We got it on there. So go give it go check it out. Continue to do work on that all week long. So, all right, man. Since we've been a while, man, I'm just going to catch up with you. How's your darting world been going around your area? We'll kind of kick it off there. Any recent darting ventures, or how's things going with the DP&E tour you guys got over there?
Well, we just completed Dart Players New England event number 3 a few weeks back. Dart Players event number 4 is in a week and a half. So that's our halfway point through the season. I was fortunate enough to win Dart Player event number 3. Had to come back against Bruce. That was crazy.
Yeah.
Bruce is a tough shot to I believe I was down 5-2 at one point and ended up winning in the last leg decider.
6-5, huh?
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
no, 8-7.
Oh, 8-7. Nice.
We go best of 15 for our finals.
Oh, nice, man. Nice.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I mean, locally, have you been doing anything else, recently, or have you just been playing some draws or anything? I saw you post a draw maybe last night. Did you play in that?
Yeah, it's a local moose lodge that we actually Dart Brokers hooked up with the Lumina 180 lights. Makes it looks fantastic. They're trying to promote a Sunday afternoon draw to just have another option in the area. So
Awesome.
it was we had one of the local members donate a bunch of food, scallops and shrimp and steak tips, chicken,
Oh, nice.
burgers, dogs, and stuff. And he took the time. He plays, but he took the time and cooked it for everybody. His name's Damon Allen, and so it made for a fun little day. And then I played the first draw, and then a good group of them stayed to play a second.
Oh, cool, man. Cool. Yeah, I like to get some of that food all wrapped up in this beard. And before I go too much farther, man, that's a nice jersey you got on, man. The bearded dart
Yeah.
guy, Le. Big shout out to Ashley Ritchie and some others down at the Cherry Bomb. I saw her sporting the bearded dart guy shirt. This past weekend. A lot of nation members down there, as you could see last year.
Yeah.
Pretty awesome. But man, Stella, go on. A dog done came in here, interrupted me. Yeah, man, that's cool. We'll get into kind of my darting adventures since the last time I saw you here, maybe in the next couple topics. But I haven't done much outside of that for sure. I know that since I saw you last was at the Indy CDC, which we'll kind of get into, and then but yeah, I don't do much locally, or I don't do much when I'm up in Chicago either. So we'll kind of give a shout out to Gary Lavoie right now for dropping 500 stars. Ben Fair's in here, Brent Cervelli.
Gary.
Yeah, Gary Steiny. Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks for hanging out with us. Give us a share if you love the darts. Yeah, so we'll go on to the next one. Jay, I'll leave it up to you.
Yeah. So tell me all about this New York experience. I mean, I know you had great seats.
Oh, man.
I saw you on camera a lot.
Yeah. Man, I tell you, we kind of chatted a little bit before, kind of before we got up, or before we went live. But
Yeah.
I I went into New York City, man, with really not very. Um, I didn't very have many high hopes. Put it that way. I didn't have high hopes for it because I've been around darts for so long and been to a couple PDC events. There was some PDC players that used to come to the Windy City. I used to play there, kind of back in the day.
Yep.
When Peter Wright was before Snakebite, actually, and then also in 2008, I went to the Mohegan Sun and participated in the North American tournament there, and then also the U.S. Open. I played in that as well, and that was a PDC who had Phil Taylor and Martle and Colin Lloyd and just all the big guys, and
Yep.
that environment was very very lame. It was not a good environment to be in, and I kind of expected the same thing in New York City, even though it was the Madison Square Garden, and even though it was kind of over on the East Coast. And that's not to shame anybody or the hard work that the PDC and the CDC and everybody had kind of done behind the scenes. It was just, I just didn't think that us as a whole was going to buy into that. Um, and man, was I wrong. I was totally wrong. And from the minute that I stepped into the venue until the minute that I stepped out of there, man, it was arguably the best thing that I've ever seen dart wise on North American soil. Never been to Vegas. I've never been experienced that. I have watched videos from Vegas, and nothing. I mean, those videos can't compare to what this environment was. It was electric, man. It was unbelievable. Um, I think that you know it was awesome that they announced they're going to do it again next year. It was fantastic, kind of right through the middle of things. Hey, we're going to come back to New York City in 2023. So
Yeah.
I mean, every dart player out there, it doesn't matter if you play soft, if you play steel, if you play, doesn't matter what you play. You should be focusing yourself to be on that stage because ultimately that's where you want to be in the game of darts in North America. And we'll kind of get into the soft tip thing here in a little bit. I'm not for any I'm not putting soft tip darts down. I love to play soft tip darts. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that there's nothing like what I experienced as a fan, as someone in the crowd, and I couldn't imagine what it was like on the stage. With got to ask Doug and Leonard and Lobby and all them their experiences, but just as a pure fan, man, I'm telling you, it's the greatest thing that I've ever seen in the U.S. as far as darts is concerned.
Yeah. Watching it at home, it seemed very lively. I mean, other than the start of the U.S. Masters, um, that didn't seem to be
Oh, the North
too
American
filled. Yeah,
Championship,
North
yeah,
American
yeah,
Championship.
yeah.
Sorry, that didn't seem to be too rowdy. And then, but by the middle of the second match, you could start seeing it start to fill up, and it yeah got really kicking.
Man, I tell you, that is the case, and I don't know why that is the reason. I'm sure I know why. I mean, people would have to spend money to come in and just. Oh, I lost you, Jay. But I'll kind of keep talking while I get Jay reconnected here. But people would have to spend money to come in, and early. It was early in the day. I think it started around 10. No, around 11 Central. I think it was noon or 1 o'clock Eastern, I believe. So I mean, a lot of people there didn't want to kind of come in that early, and then also come in um, later on. So, oh, you don't want to see that. There you go. I'm
Yeah,
back, man.
sorry.
Oh, you're all right. So I think I think the early start kind of hurt that a little bit. I was saying that kind of while you were off there, but I think the early start hurt that. Um, but it did pick up. As the event went on, there was more people filtering in, and then they did clean the venue out, clear it out, and then people were able to come back in a few hours. Once once the U.S. Masters kicked back off.
Yeah,
But as far as so Thursday we arrived there Thursday night and we went to the meet and greet with the players. I wasn't going to go, and then I got a call from one of the people that I went there to talk to, and he's like, "Hey, come on up, man. We just got in town, so I wasn't going to go." And Ashton was all about it. He's like, "Let's go, let's go." So as soon as
yeah,
we get there, Gary Anderson's leaving, James Wade's leaving, and but Gezzy was kind of on his way out. Peter was kind of on his way out. All those guys were ready to get out of there, and Um, Michael Smith sitting up at the table with his dad, and so Ashton and I just sat down there, and I mean, it was a good 45-minute conversation, man, about everything from darts to his farm to everything else, man, that you want to talk about. And
Huh.
it was pretty amazing, honestly, because you know I know the people over there in Europe, they idolize these guys. I mean, they can't walk down the street without getting pictures and everything else. And I kind of idolize him as well. I mean, you know how much I love Michael Smith and how much of a fan I am. And for him just to sit there and just be a regular person, man, it was fantastic, and
Yeah.
it was awesome. But Ashton really enjoyed it, and then of course the walk-ons, Fallon, everybody else. It was us being right down there, we could experience that, and it was man, like I said, it's the best thing that happened to darts in North America for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saddened I wasn't able to make it work to be able to go. I'm definitely going to circle that and make sure it's on my calendar next year if I don't maybe earn my way to play, or but definitely want to be there.
Yeah, I think yeah, most definitely everybody's out there that maybe goes back and listens to this. If you do, if you're a dart player, man, that's where we need to be. I mean, we need to get that fire into North America. I mean, I know in my heart, as well as you probably do, that there's people that don't even know about darts, that don't play darts right now, that is fully capable of playing darts at that level. You know, there's too many people in the United States that don't play, that's never played, that doesn't even realize that they could have that potential to kind of kick on and maybe compete over there. Maybe they don't
Oh,
want to,
exactly.
but if you never tried it, I think that's the thing about that's the draw in North America is that alone.
Yeah.
That I think that's what the PDC thinks, and that's what all these companies think is that we have people here that's that good or better, and that can expand this. Nothing against Gates, Lobby, Campbell, Smith. I mean, all those guys are great. Baggish, Jules, but for every one of them, there's probably more out here somewhere that hasn't even picked a dart up that could be that good.
Yeah.
So anyway, man, so that's kind of my take on that. New York City, fantastic, man. If you didn't go, you didn't experience it. If you watched it from home, it was probably awesome watching it from home. I mean, honestly, when you're in the venue, you can't see the board hardly anyway. You're watching a screen, but it's just that environment
Yeah.
that's just it's giving me goosebumps, man. Actually thinking about it because it's I live that stuff, man. It was fantastic. So man, we're going to bring up CDC event number one now. We're going to move on to our next topic here. We're going to talk about the CDC event number one, which, we room not really room together. We room beside each other. I
Yep.
roomed with Jake Taylor, but we hung out a lot. Um, Took my truck around and fed some geese, some donuts. Actually had our own little chauffeur and Jake Taylor, which was pretty fantastic, honestly. But
Which is awesome.
yeah, yeah. So we're going to talk about night number one, which was the qualifiers. So I kind of want to ask you your take on the qualifiers, not only about how you played or how you performed, but also about just kind of the way it was handled or why it was set up, and what's your take on it.
Uh, well, I mean, I understand that they had to set it up to have two events that night. I understand that it went late and some people didn't care for that. But I mean, it's all just about how you prepare yourself and get ready to play it, in my opinion. I thought it ran smoothly. They ushered people to the boards as fast as they could find them, and yeah, I mean, it was on us to get there and keep playing. The reseeding in the middle of it was a little tough. I think. Um, I think
Yeah.
they could have not done that, and it might have been a little sped up the process a bit. I'd like to say we were about an hour and a half in between the end of the first and the start of the second. I'd
Hmm.
like to say we're in somewhere in that range. Um, so I would think if they're doing that in the future, either do one Friday and one Saturday and whatever, or yeah, just don't reseed it in the middle.
Yeah, I kind of like the idea myself. I was just sitting there thinking, you know, first and foremost, before I get into this, it's hats off to the CDC for allowing us to have that opportunity. It was fantastic opening up to everybody in North America. I saw a lot of local players from the Indianapolis area show up. I saw some
Yep.
players travel in that didn't have a CDC card just for that opportunity, which was fantastic. So that was amazing. Um, my suggestion, based on the way it went this time, is that we have that they should have had one on Friday, Friday afternoon, Friday evening, and then had another one on Sunday, because there was
Hmm.
only one event on Sunday for us, and we had two events on Saturday already. So I think if they could have swung that, I think it would have worked out better because a lot of people are traveling in on Friday, and
Yeah.
it's a kind of a rush to get there, get everything done, and to play two events, and then stay there till 2 in the morning or whatever it was. It's kind of
It was
taxing on
it was
everybody.
late.
Yeah.
It was late.
So, but it was fantastic, man. I mean, the qualifiers. I feel grateful for the opportunity to qualify, even though I didn't. But it was pretty awesome, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. I thought I shot pretty consistent and pretty well. I made back-to-back top 16 runs. Obviously, wasn't enough to get me on the main stage, but that gives me hope and focus. Next time, like we saw both the runner-ups make it because they had enough points.
Yeah,
So realistically, what
I
was
think.
I, a round or two away
Yeah,
both times to be able to have enough points to make it? Like,
I think something needs
so
to happen with that as well because I think it's too top heavy, right? I think that you should be able to get a top 32 without having to go to the final to maybe qualify, right? I mean, I get why it was like that, but I mean you had to make it to top eight out of 120 something players, I believe, just to get any points. I mean, if you're kind of if you're kind of in the top 16 range, I feel like at least top 16, you should have got some kind of points to go towards what you were doing, or to that qualification. And I don't remember
yeah,
exactly how the points was broken down, but I do know, like you said, if you were first or second, first obviously
yeah, obviously got the
qualified.
spot.
But if you were second, you put yourself in real good position. I mean, I think Ross Snook was the only one that had an opportunity to knock Lobby down after the first event at some point. So we did
Yeah,
have a chat come in and said saw people complain about the qualifiers being in Indy. What's your thoughts about that? Um, my thoughts about that wholeheartedly is if they were in New York City and I didn't have a card, I wouldn't have played. So I get what they're saying. Uh, I understand why. Um, I understand why that people would complain about it, but at the end of the day, it's a decision that you have to make. You have to weigh whether you want to do that or not. So, I believe that if it was in your neck of the woods, Jay, I probably wouldn't have came unless I had a CDC card and I was already going to play, right?
yeah,
So, I think that was a decision people had to make. Do I want to travel across to the Midwest just for one event, and is it worth it or not? So that's just a question they had to ask yourself. And a lot of people said no, it wasn't. So, I mean, I don't think that there's a complaint there. It is what it is. You either go or you don't.
yeah. I think as a whole, the CDC did what was best and easiest for them in that kind of case. They knew they were already going to Indy. They knew they were going to have everything they needed to do it, on top of having the entire core of the CDC. Because I mean, obviously, see that our four North American tour card holders have got it. We'll take, for instance, this past weekend over there. What was it in the Netherlands? They just did their World Series. There was
No,
no
no, no, no.
qualifiers.
No, no, it was a Nordic Darts Masters. They
Oh,
did have,
Nordic Dark Masters.
I think they
Yeah, there
did
was
have some
no.
qualifiers there, but yeah, the Netherlands that's coming up, no qualifiers. They're all PDC tour card holders.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, I don't know if this is just showing in the direction that they're going to go. That maybe because the top CDC guy goes to the worlds, maybe it's going to transition into PDC card holders, and the top CDC card holders are going to be the people representing every year in that. I don't know,
Yeah.
but maybe that's just hypothetical thinking that
Well,
I'm thinking why they tried to lump them together.
yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to work. I mean, I think, I
I'm
mean,
sure when the PDC decides, they'll let the CDC know.
yeah, yeah. I'm not going to never say never, but I mean, we may. I don't know. It is what it is, but we'll see. Um, so I mean, going forward, man, I played as well. I played really well. I think I won two matches maybe on one night. I think I don't remember exactly. I won a couple matches in the qualifiers, and I played higher than what I expected to play. And then I in the CDC, I kind of kick it over there as well. I think the first event I played really well. Kylie and I really didn't play well against each other, but it was kind of the money round, and I missed three clear at 36 to kind of go on to the top 16 in the first event. So I kind of beat myself up over that a little bit, and then rolling into that night, that break just absolutely killed me, man. In between event one and two,
Yeah.
it was tough to handle, and I came out flat as a board in that second one and played John Norman Jr. right off the bat. Just didn't have nothing for him. So, but overall, man, the first event, then we go to day two of the CDC. Of course, I win my first match, and then I played John Norman again, and I had opportunities. I played a lot better against him that one. I think I averaged around 85 or 86. Had opportunities and just didn't take them. I missed a couple doubles, and then missed a couple shots under 100 to win a leg. But man, overall, I felt like I played great all weekend, and my confidence is high, because of that. So for my first weekend there, competing with the big boys, it was a win for me. But man, I gotta talk about just the amount of talent in that room was unbelievable, man,
It
unbelievable.
was it was great. I mean, just to have the semblance of talent in that room, and just have the time. It's not like a bigger event, like a Cherry Bomb that just happened, or a Seacoast Open or something like that, where there's multiple events going on and everyone's running around trying to keep going in the next event and doing this, that, and the other. It was nice to have the time to sit down and just chat with people
Oh
in
yeah.
between rounds, or like we're waiting for our next round to play, and just, you see, we all see each other, and we, polite highs, this, that, and the other. But to actually have some more time to sit down and talk, go out to eat with them, hang out, it was just
Oh,
so
it's
much better.
it's relaxing compared to a normal
Oh, it
weekend, right?
was. It was great.
I mean, it's the professional. I mean, it's the
Yeah.
professional atmosphere, and
Yep.
it was, it was awesome. And yeah, I've heard people say, well, they're not the PDC. Well, no, we're not the PDC. We
No.
are we are the CDC. But I tell you what, hats off to those guys. It's the first one I played in. It was fantastic. Kind of the first night with the boards all kind of clustered up, and that all those people there. It was kind of a
Yeah.
cluster, but the Saturday Sunday was fantastic, man, for sure.
Exactly. And I mean, for all the people out there that say they're not the CDC and whatnot, it's like, or the PDC, it's like, well, the PDC started somewhere as well. So,
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean?
100%.
It's a growing, learning organism, and it's just going to keep getting better and better. And yeah,
Organism or organization?
organization. Well, it's an
Oh,
organization's an organism. They grow.
organism. Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? They grow.
An orgasm. I mean,
Yeah, that too.
organism.
Whatever gets you through your day, man.
Oh man.
Orgasm makes the organism that makes, the organization.
So I know you had some good finishes, man. There. I know that. I think you made top 16 one day, right?
I did
Last
make
day.
top 16 on Sunday. Yeah, and then I just the two top 16s on the Friday night.
Yeah.
I played some good matches and some good darts. I just, you know didn't have the consistency on Saturday. I ran into Ross Snook the first round on Saturday. That didn't really help. He shot really well.
Yeah.
And
Jackson, I see you.
then I believe on the Saturday night session, I ended up losing to Dustin Holt, who I
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
beat the day before in the qualifier.
Yeah. I watched
So
that. Yep. Yep. Joe Pulio, thank you for the 200 stars, my man. Appreciate it, Joe. Thank you so much.
so it was
Yeah.
but it's tough. I mean, that's what it is. You have to bring your game every match there, and I think that's what I thoroughly enjoy about it.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you, I I don't care if I ever. Well, I do care because I have to play, but after going to an event like Chicago Bull Shooter, which we're going to get into, probably the next question that you're going to have for me, I think, for my cheat sheet. But after playing an event like that, after playing the CDC event, I don't care if I ever go to Bull Shooter again. I mean, it was nonstop, hectic, always on the go. I mean, it felt like you had some downtime, but you really didn't. I mean, that downtime was spent recovering from the long night before.
Yep.
So, I think just that professional environment, just the way it's handled, just the feeling that you have that you walk into that room and just that level of play is to that level, and to see all those guys and know that you have to bring it. I mean, you have to bring it every time you play anyway. But we know you go to some of these events, you get a lucky draw, you can walk all the way to the top 16, top 8 just based on the draw, right? There's no
Yeah.
easy draw here. If you're not seeded, you're going to play a seed most likely in the second round unless that seed gets upset, right? That's
Yeah.
the way that's how it was in Indiana anyway, depending on the number of entries. So, um, yeah, pretty interesting stuff. But all right, man, we can end the CDC talk.
Alrighty. Yeah. So we'll go right into our fourth topic tonight, and that's the bull shooter. So, Jason, tell me about the bull shooter, the recap you had, what you did there, and this great ESPN2 news.
Yeah, man. I'm going to talk about my experience as a bull shooter, and then I'm going to go into a spill here. Okay, just to warn you,
That's
um,
fine.
because my experience there was I've been probably to this event probably 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 times. I don't know. I can't remember. Um, and I always went into it with some fairly hefty expectations. Like I felt like, I should do good, or I should cash, or whatever. And most of the
Hmm.
time, previous to this time, I always left kind of with um, didn't feel good about my game, or I didn't feel like I played to my potential, or whatever it might be. This time, I had the CDC thing. I played well, had a lot of confidence in my game. So I went into this event. I went into this weekend with a lot of confidence. I did have some issues, not issues, but I had some plans to leave on Saturday to go watch Ashton graduate. So there was some stress on me there, because I had to travel home and do this and do that and just make all that work. And it's always difficult to try to put all the pieces together to travel home, watch a graduation, pick him up, travel back, and then play on Sunday, again. So
Yeah.
anyway, man, we started on Thursday night. We played with Eugene Schmidt and myself. Played with a couple guys from Wisconsin, Smooth and Mark. I can't remember Smooth's real name. We call him Smooth, but man, we really didn't get going. We had some opportunities. Kind of went to losers bracket in the first match, and we just, we didn't really click until it was really too late. We played some good matches and played well together. And I think if we was that do it again, we would do a lot better. But just didn't happen for us. I don't know if he was 1 or 2 out of the money, but we were real close. I think we lost our first one, won like 5 in a losers bracket, and then we got beat. Um,
Is that 4-man event like an open event for everybody, or is that also tiered?
yeah, four man is it's either non pro or pro
Okay.
in the 4 man. So it's freeze rule. So it's 501. The open that we were playing was open in, open out, and it was so Eugene and I was on one score, and then Smooth and Mark were on
Okay.
another score.
Okay.
So that's how it was the whole time. It wasn't no switching in and out, or alternating, anything like that. Um, so event number 1 didn't go real good for me. Event 2 and 3. Event 2 was the Top Gun singles cricket. Um, like I said, I had a lot of confidence, kind of going into that event, and uh, I played really well. I made it out of my bracket. I think the bracket was maybe 64 deep, and then there was like, I think there was 8 stages, I believe. I can't remember exactly. Maybe a little over 300 players. Um,
Okay.
but I played somebody in my bracket that had me. It was race to 3 and had me down. He had me down 2-0, and I didn't know the guy, and I wasn't playing really well, and I just kind of told myself like, this is it, man. I have to, have to step it up, and I did, and I come back and beat him 3-2. And then I kind of just got rolling after that. I rode through some people, that some fantastic players that I know, um, that I've heard of before, and then I went to the top 4 match where I played somebody I didn't know, um, and I'm friends with him now on Facebook. But um, I played really good, man. And then we went to the last leg, and there was no excuses. But it's just this stuff happens to me, right? Uh, Before the last leg, something happened to me that's never happened to me before. I threw a 9 mark, and I was walking to get my darts. I had a dart hit me in the back of my leg, And then I looked down, and it was the guy's dart I was playing against, and he had like chucked his dart at me just as a joke, like "Get out of here," you know. And
Hmm.
I didn't take it all the best, and I don't think that many people would have, right? And I believe he didn't mean nothing by it, but I think that was the third leg or the fourth leg. But I've never had anybody throw a dart at me, like even nonchalantly, just like chuck it at me.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. I mean, we kind of got heated a little bit, and he had a friend there, and we kind of said our words. But anyway, we go the fifth leg, and like I said, you can't make this kind of stuff up, man. But I got 20s, and he's got 15s, and I need two
Mhm.
15s, and I got like a 40-point lead. So I shoot single 15 on the first dart, and I pull my second dart back, and in the whole building they dim the lights. I mean, they did. I literally thought I was falling out of a boat or something. Like I was like, whoa, what the hell's going on? So I hit like a 6. Like I missed by 2 inches, easy 2 inches. Then I just go single 15 to shut him down on the third dart, right? So uh he walks to the board, he goes double bull, single bull, trip 20, shut me down. So I had a hat trick to win. So first dart hits the board. I don't know what it hits, bounces on the floor, gives me like a 7, and then I go single bull one hole out of the double, single bull one hole out of the double to win. And he goes up and hits two bulls to beat me. So I just shook his hand, told him good darts, good luck. But you know, I reflected on that, and I was disappointed in myself because I was in control of that whole match to go to the finals, and I just didn't do it. But man, I tell you what, 2 legs in that game, or 2 legs in that match, I shot 6-0, 2 legs to win. And those level of darts is what I've been striving for, and to get to that point was something I worked for 5 times before and never got there. So at the end of the day, I was pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
So and then we move on to trips, and we finish in the money, think top 16 in the triples, and then Saturday I travel home, Sunday I come back, and it's 0-1 singles. And man, Mac Filey, he's one of my good. He's the guy I met through darts. He's from Indianapolis, and um, first, I played Dason Alberts. I don't know if you know Dason. If you've seen Dason, Dason's a fantastic player from North Dakota. He won the Top Guns cricket. I played him in our bracket, and missed a couple too many darts. I had 140 to win in the third leg after winning a diddle, and I missed the second bull, and I don't remember what he takes out. I think he only missed one dart the entire leg, and he took it out. So I went to losers bracket, won a couple, faced my good buddy Mac Filey, who'd been playing well, and that's seventh, eighth match, and I have 89 left. So on soft tip, Jay, what are you going to do on 89? Just a question for you right now.
Well, I'm not really much of a soft tip player,
So
so
it's a 50-point bull, as soft tip is.
yeah.
You have 89 left. You don't have to double out; it's single out.
Well, I'd still probably go the steel tip route to go for the triple 19 because if I hit a fat 19, that leaves me that 20 bull personally.
Yeah, Feely. Sorry, Feely, not Filey. Feely. Mac Feely's his name. So I did that right. I told myself, trip 19 is going to leave 32. And then if I hit a single, I've got 70, and I go 20 for the fat bull. And first start dead center trip 19 in the third leg, mind you. I won the diddle. I won the bull. So I go trip 19 dead center. So I'm like, okay, double 16. I love double 16. I throw my second dart. It's like 2 holes in from the double, or 1 hole, 2 holes in from the double. So I'm like, all right, I can just single out, right? And I already know what's going to happen. You know, I throw the dart, and when I let go of the dart, I know it's going in, and it hits the flight and twists up and goes into double, and I bust. And Mac goes up. I don't know if he was on 90, what he was on, but Mac took the game out. And I'm telling you, um, I'm telling you right now that in every year or every event I've ever played in my life, I stood at that board looking at it for 15 minutes after that match. I sat behind that board for at least an hour waiting for the next event to start because I was so disappointed in that. And I just knew like that it was just a crazy opportunity, man. I just didn't have it. So, long story short, man, I congratulate him. He went on to finish second, I think. And he's an awesome competitor, awesome guy. It was awesome to kind of hang out with him and talk to him, and and he wins both doubles, and He went on to do great things, but um, then we go to triples. We get top 4 in triples, so we finished well there. And then that was kind of like Monday. We kind of kicked it off, and Monday, me and Eugene, we didn't have nothing in cricket doubles. I don't remember where we finished at, but we didn't get the money. So overall, pretty good weekend. Like I said, I don't care if I ever go back because it's just a long, drug out, just tiring weekend. But pretty good, pretty good.
Well, you're
So
not making it sound so great. I've never been.
no,
I
no. I
still
mean,
want to
I
go.
mean,
I still want to
it's
go.
a good weekend, and we're going to get into some of my feelings about soft tip darts and the what I think about them, and the way I think about this tournament, and the way I think about things that need to change. You know,
Okay.
I've started soft tip, but I'm more of a steel tip player now. But there's some things I feel like we need to change in the soft tip game, and we're going to kind of get into this. Now, but we'll talk about ESPN2 here in a second. They made that announcement, ESPN2, whatever. But first and foremost, World Championship or World Finals, scratch it. Like, it needs to go, right? It's not a World Championship. It's not a World Finals. They can call it the World Finals if they want. But when you have like 20 people show up, that's not from the United States, you can't call it the World Finals anymore. I mean, they literally had they had a Canadian team that was made up of mostly Americans, I think. Maybe not. They had two. They had Corey and I think Millar, and there's some other ones. But and then they had Spain and maybe a German team there. But I mean, as far as world finals go, a world bullshooter world finals, they need to scratch the name. Um,
Yeah, I was
so
surprised there was no Asian teams because it's really big over there.
yeah, none.
I know they use like Dark Live and stuff, but still.
Well, I mean, first thing is you have to raise the payouts. These payouts have been the same from 2004 when I went the first time, I think, or even less now. So to get people to come over, you got to raise the payouts a little bit. I mean, if you look
Yeah.
at the regionals, they paid out the same amount of money for 20 years. And I mean, you have thousands of people going to these regionals, and their payouts are still the same from 20 years ago. So they have to change that for sure, I think, to get that audience back. Um,
Yeah.
but the next thing I want to talk about, it doesn't matter if it's open or pro. I know pro division, they diddle before they start, but in open division, they are flipping a coin and going. I don't care if you call yourself the world finals, the world championships, in no division should you be flipping and going on ever. I don't care if you have 23 levels and you call it the world finals, you better be letting these people diddle because it's you can't call yourself a world championship, a world final, and then you're flipping a coin to see who starts, right?
Yeah.
And then the second part of that is losers starting. Even in soft tip leagues, you have people that you alternate. So if me and you are playing a soft tip league and you get to go first, this game, if I break you, I get the advantage in the next game because I'm going first.
Yeah.
Then the next leg you're gonna go first, the next leg you're gonna go first, whatever. So it's alternating starts. Well, the bullshooter, loser goes first. So if you beat me first leg, I start. And the whole reason this is ever started is because it increased coin drop. Because you go to game 3, you go to game 5, you go to game 7 because the loser gets a start. So you're putting more money in the machine. That's why it started. But this event is a green fee tournament. They're not going to get any more coin drop anymore. So
Yeah.
they need to change the format, especially in the pro division. If you don't want to change it in the open division or whatever, but if you are playing pro, it needs to be alternating starts. I don't care if you're playing for any amount of money or world finals, world championships, just like the Booyah Cup. I'll talk about that. Jeremy Byrne programmed the boards to make an alternating start, which is the way it should be done
Yeah.
because there is an advantage there if you break somebody's throw. but in this, there's not. Um, so I'm kind of ranting on that a little bit, and we're going to talk about still tip viewership as far as the stream goes, and soft tip viewership as the stream goes. I watched the USA Darts from this past weekend. We streamed the Cleveland Open, right? You and I
Yep.
together, and our viewership would be 80 to 100 to upwards of 200, maybe when Gates and Butler was playing their match, or Spellman and Gates, whatever, depending on who was on the stream.
Yeah.
And I watched USA Darts, and they had upwards of 200 when the finals were going on, but they was around 80 to 100. But you watch a soft tip event, and you're going to have 800 to 1,000, or if not more, watching that event. It's amazing to me just the difference in the viewership between a still tip and a soft tip event. I mean, if I go back and look at Will's stream from Vegas, from when he was live to where he was live in the US, or the Cherry Bomb, unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Unfreaking believable to me, that gap between still and soft.
I mean, we'll see it this upcoming weekend, right? Isn't it the ADA Nationals in Vegas, which is half steel and half soft tip, right?
Is it?
I
Is
believe
that
it's
this
this weekend.
weekend? Really?
I don't know. The chat will let us know, but I
Yeah.
thought it was this
I
upcoming
don't.
weekend.
There's nothing ADA around me, so
Nothing ADA around me either. So I just know people do it
yeah.
online, and
Sharon says way more to watch the showdown. I don't know about the showdown, but end of July, Kasha says end of July for that one. But yeah, it not kills me, but it's fascinating to me to see that. It just shows you like the volume of soft tip players and the people that are interested in soft tip versus steel.
yeah.
And not saying that it's wrong to be either one. It's just I just feel like it's unbelievable to me, that gap, I guess, is what I'm trying to get to, you know.
Yeah.
Um but
Well, it's all the bells and whistles, man. I don't know.
yeah, I mean, I'm not I'm not mad about it either way, right? I'm
Yeah.
here. I want to promote the steel tip game, and I stream a soft tip event in less than a month. So
Yeah.
I love both games. I'm not doubting or not cutting on either one of them. I just want to be able to reach those heights with the steel tip game. And I don't
Yeah.
know anymore. We don't know what the CDC's bringing in because it's on the PDC TV. We can't see it, right? We don't know how many
Yeah.
people's watching that. But I would say that in their peak, I would say it's 300 to 400. You know, with what they have going on. But yeah, so we're gonna get into ESPN two. I mean, do you have any takes on any of that, or are you good?
I mean, I see your point on the loser going first. I understand. Yeah, if you're playing for the money that they're playing for and the prestige of the worlds, yeah, you really shouldn't be having the loser go first. You should be rewarded for breaking your opponent and going and being the alternating start. Like that's what you have to do.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know, man. I don't think I honestly don't think it's ever going to change, no matter what or who or any of that. I mean,
No,
the
probably not.
first one I've
Because
seen step out and make a change to that was the Booyah Cup last year, and I was very very pumped about it. Because that's what I I, I prefer. I like to be able to get an advantage on somebody if I get a break a throw. I mean, that's the way it should be, right?
yeah,
I mean, if we're playing 501 and we're both in the open division, and you have a bad leg starting first and you want a coin flip, so we flip a coin, you win, you go first. You have a bad leg and I beat you from the second spot, but yet you get to start the next leg because I won. That's ridiculous, man.
yeah,
That is ridiculous. You have two opportunities in, or you would have had two opportunities in to win, to go first and win.
yeah.
I mean, it just don't make sense to me. So Dominic says, "What happened to cork every leg?" Well, bullshooter's never been that way. I don't think. If it has, it was a long, long time ago. So ESPN two, man. We're going to talk about that news. great news from the bullshooter group and all that. I don't know the details of it yet. I know that any kind of darts on TV is fantastic.
Yeah,
Um, I think that it's awesome. I don't know what to expect or what the format's gonna look like or what they're gonna do. I have no idea, man. I just don't know. But I mean, to get that on there, I think that that gives all of us opportunities to, you know, not only should we be striving to get to New York City next year to be on that stage, but we also should be striving to play on the ESPN too, right? Because
yeah, whatever format that is going to be.
regardless, but hopefully, you know, there are some changes to that format if that's the case. You know, none of this we're going to flip a coin or we're going to. I mean, diddle the first leg in the pro division's fine, but if I beat you the first leg, oh, you get to go first the second leg. I just don't. I don't think that's right. I think it needs to be a professional alternating. If that's what they want, and they want to put the high level darts on TV, that's what they're going to have to do, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I also just think as long as they don't have 478 warm up darts, you know.
Oh, that's the other thing we're going to get into, right? Is that's something else that has to change in the soft tip game. You know, and Ryan George, who's in here, who's going to join me next month in Covington, Kentucky. Ryan, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, man. I'm looking forward to doing some work with you, man. Um, he's the voice of Cincy Dart Streaming. It used to be Cincy Dart Streaming, but now it's a Cincy Streaming. I think they stream pool darts. They stream all kinds of stuff. Um, so the warm up darts, you know, in the CDC, you know, it's clear that what we're supposed to do as a player. It's written in the rules. This is what you do. You can't drink while you're playing. You have to drink water, and you get 6 or 9 darts. I can't remember exactly what it is, but you know, and then that's it. And if your opponent's not there, they go find him.
Yep.
Like they were actually hunting people down to find players to get to their board. So we need that in soft tip. We need something that notifies those players that they're up. At the bullshooter, all this technology we have, even with Dart Connect, you get a text message saying you're on board whatever as soon as you're up. At the bullshooter, they had all these brackets, all these electronic brackets, which is great, but no notification was sent. You had to be at the bracket to see where you was at. And then when you got there, you know, some people were taking 90 darts to warm up, or they were taking even 21's too many, in my opinion. If you need to throw that many darts and you've been playing all day, then you need to play in between matches or something. Go find a board and throw on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, just watching the bullshooter shoot. I mean, that's what it would be. You would see people that just got done on the stream, and another match is coming in, and they're just shooting the shit, which is fine and all, but then they're all taking 30, 40 some odd darts each. Like, really? Didn't you guys just finish? Like, it just makes so the stream isn't good. It's just all right. We're just watching people warm up. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so
I mean,
I'm hoping that's a little bit better. If I would gonna hope to think the ESPN will be in control, and they would be okay. You have this much time. It'll be,
oh, it
because
has
they're
to
gonna be
be.
selling commercials to it. They're gonna be doing all sorts of stuff. So it's gonna be all timed.
Yeah, it's going to have to be. There's got to be some kind of standard there for sure. And I mean, regardless, though, right? Regardless of the standard, and Mike McKinney's in here. Mike McKinney had a good point. I read his point earlier, which I'll kind of talk about maybe today or maybe the next time. But regardless of that, as a player, we should all want the event to be ran as efficiently as possible. You there?
Yes,
Yeah.
I totally agree.
So we have to respect that as a player and respect other players for that reason. Be on time, be at your board, be ready to play. Because
Yes.
it's not only going to make the tournament director's job a lot easier, but it's also going to get you back to your hotel room a lot earlier. And you're going to be able to get more sleep. And it's just going to snowball. And I think that us as players, it's on us to make that happen. It's not on. It's like the CDC does a good job of hunting people down, but there were 64 players in the event. At the bullshooter, you may have 300 players in the singles event. They're not going to come hunt you down. But there's some things they can do on their side to make it better. But there's a lot of things from the player side that we should be doing to make it more efficient for everybody.
Well, it should be player responsibility, is what it is. People need to take more responsibility when they're playing these events. It can't always just be I'm going to go take bathroom break, cigarette break, go to the bar, go to my room, do this, that, and the other between each round. Like it's no, that's how the day runs slow.
I mean,
And then you get people bitching about, oh well, it took us 5 hours to do this event. Well, yeah, when you're waiting on people,
Bullshooter has to come up with something with their bracket system to notify the players, right? I mean, they should be able to have our email, have our number, have our text message. I mean, technology is way too advanced right now to not have that.
hell, they could even just run it on Dart Connect.
They could. They
just use just use digital steel for
Yeah,
it.
just use the bracket. That's all you have
Just
to
use the
do.
bracket and the
Yeah.
notification system.
But they said that somebody said CompuSport as well, and I think that's another one that kind of notifies you or whatever. So, um,
I'm sure there's tons of
but
apps.
I mean, CompuSport's like time stamping when the board numbers put up, so So if, you're a tournament director, you look at the board and it says, okay, well this guy's been up since whatever. I think the problem is they don't know if the match is happening or not unless somebody tells them.
Yeah.
They don't have any of
Whereas,
that.
yes, where it's a steel event running digital steel, you're able to know if the match has started
Yeah.
or not
I mean,
because it's already
with
on
Dart
there.
Connect, you can just click on DCTV and say, okay, well, them guys are playing, right? I mean, it's
Yep.
easy to do, but with the soft tip side of things, and then maybe they can incorporate that some way somehow as well. But yeah, man, interesting stuff. It's big news for ESPN too. I mean, I definitely have. I tuned into the showdown this past weekend. I tuned into Cherry Bomb. My wife probably tired of me. Does watch darts nonstop unless I'm playing them. But I like to get out there and watch people and watch the events. Cherry Bomb didn't look as packed as it did last year. I don't know if that was just the way they were set up and you kind of looked at the numbers. I mean, it looked like it was close as far as the
Yeah.
singles entries go. But I know, like, I know a lot of people weren't there that maybe was there last year. Like, Robbie Phillips and Steven Phillips was there last year. Yourself, you were there. I was there.
Yeah.
I didn't play, but I was there. Jules was there. I mean, there's a lot of the players
I,
that I remember seeing there that wasn't there this weekend. Didn't look like.
I did like their setup this year, like the stage area and stuff that they had. It was much better than what they had last year.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, yeah. Just kind of in that corner. It looked like it were, but it was a different venue as well.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Showdown was cool. I tuned into that since the Dart streaming or whatever they was handling that. So
I
um,
tuned in a little bit on that, but I really wasn't really all over that.
I watched Larry play, Larry and Nick, and a lot of people they were actually from all over. Dan Burke was there, and there was Indianapolis, and then all the way down into Kentucky. There's some Kentucky players in there as well. So kind of all throughout, man. Indiana, Ohio, Michigan, Indiana. So it was pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah.
The commentator was all right. He was all right. He got himself hired for next month anyway.
No, I did like the production. It was good. It's nice seeing it's good seeing all these different ways to view now for darts, which is great. You've started it along with Will and things like this and just other podcasts. It's you're looking back even 3 years ago, there was none of this.
Oh
Occasional
yeah.
tournaments would have streaming, but there was really none of it.
Well,
Red Eye Rhino came.
Without COVID, I would never. I mean, yeah, Red Eye Rhino. I used to watch his stuff. He was
Yeah.
about the only one doing it.
Yeah, and then
And
he just kind of stopped. So
and then Malenfant, yeah, Kevin Malenfant, who started USA Darts, kind of was partnered with the CDC and kind of in their on their team and was kind of doing that. Which he kind of started the USA Darts thing now, and
yeah,
he done some good production work, and Will's just kind of taken that and ran with it a little bit, which is great. It's great to see. But anytime you get more darts out there and people watching them and new people getting involved in the game, it's a good thing. So
yeah.
all right, man, we're gonna talk about Premier League today. Did you have a chance to catch it, or are you working?
I totally forgot it was even today.
Yeah.
I forgot it was a Monday instead of a Thursday.
It's Premier League Finals night, man. It was
Yeah.
Johnny Clayton taking on Joe Cullen, and then Michael Van Gerwen taking on James Wade. And Joe Cullen put a good old licking on Johnny Clayton tonight, man. He had 11 180s, I think, and beating 10-4, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so yeah, he was really on it. And then Michael Van Gerwen beat James Wade by the same scoreline, I think, 10-4, 10-5, something like that. And then Michael and Joe in the finals, and man, Joe missed double. He had double 16 and hit the wire on his third dart to win it, 11-10.
Oh,
And Michael came up on 28 and won it with the first dart. So Michael Van Gerwen kind of going into his surgery for his carpal tunnel. I don't know if he's playing the Pro Tours tomorrow and Wednesday or not. I don't know if he is or not, but he's getting ready to have surgery. I don't know if you've seen that as well, but he's going to take some time
yeah.
off. So 11-10, last leg decider, man. It was
Well, now I feel like now I kind of that would have been great to watch. Kind of sad I missed that now.
yeah.
I
So
totally spaced it was on Monday. I remember seeing it the other day too, and I'm like, why is it a Monday?
so I think James Wade and Van Gerwen was tied 4-4, or it was 6-4 at the break. So he was only down one break of throw, and they came out and he lost 10-4. Like he was completely different player after the break. Like I don't know what happened. Have you talked about how COVID is actually a positive for this sport? We have before. It's definitely still we're still reaping the benefits of it, even though how bad COVID was and still is, I guess. But I don't think that we kind of talked about everything was opening back up and this and that, and how things were going to change and we was going to go away, and this online darts or this streaming was going to stop, and it's kind of went the other way. It's kind of picked up a little bit, even though I haven't been streaming as many matches here as I typically would. That's due to a number of things. I'm back to work and I'm traveling a lot and just everything else. So it's it's yeah, it's interesting, man. I think that it's going to continue to grow, and part not only here on this channel but all across the other channels as well. I think the more the more exposure we get for all of us, the better we're going to be as a whole.
Yeah,
So
and the more new players are going to come in. I mean, there has been a slight tick in player people that haven't just started playing because they've seen it online or they were just trying something new, things they could do at home. So hopefully that'll also just keep continuing with the amount of exposure out there.
yeah, I thought you was going to set up, like last time we talked. I thought you was going to set up a 603 interview with some of your people, and it never happened.
I know I've been trying,
Mm-hmm.
trying. Gary was in here.
I know.
Well, all of our seasons are coming to an end here. Our finals is July 9th and theirs is July 16th. So maybe we can get it in after that since we won't be playing.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I
we'll do it
guess
sometime
so.
over the summer.
Yeah, we'll
We could
see.
all, I can go meet up with those guys. We can all do it at some place all together. Hell, maybe just at the VFW.
There you go. There you go. Well, hey, man, get them together. Let's make it happen. I got some chat going on. Somebody's talking shit in the chat from YouTube, I think, but I'm on YouTube as well. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, there. I don't know who it is. GDSOB. I'll go block him in a little bit. But anyway, let me go over here. It's a multi-stream. Matt Hampel says he's on Twitch, but yeah. Anyway, we will. Man, I don't even know where I was going. This dude's got me shook up. What was we talking? Oh, the 603 Club. Yeah, it's on you to
Yeah.
set up the next one, man. And then also
Okay.
we're gonna bring in we're gonna bring DPFL back on for talk about their season 6. It's gonna be kicking off. I think it's
July 31st, right?
I think so. So we got a little bit of time
Yep.
for that. We'll we'll kick that off at some point with those guys. So we'll get those guys back on, talk about the season 6, what it's going to look like, and kind of give a little bit of a promotion to them. Yeah, man. What about the World Cup? Who you got? Who you got in the World Cup this weekend? It's coming up. It's going to start on Thursday. Have you even looked at the pairings or any of the brackets? You probably
I
haven't,
have
have you?
looked at I looked at the bracket. I didn't mind the draw for Canada, and I didn't mind the draw for the U.S., even though it does give them some tough second match rounds. It's a lot of different teams this year with obviously Gerwin going down, and obviously Team England is totally different this year, which is going to be interesting. Um, I don't know. It's tough. I mean, Wales
I
is
don't
going to be tough.
I don't like the USA draw, man. I don't like they got Ratowski and let me see here. Who else they got?
They got Poland, yeah.
Yeah. Let's go look real quick. Let me get that off there.
I I say it because I think if they play their game, that they can do it.
Yeah, no doubt. I just don't and Ratowski's not been playing real well, so you're probably right. I mean, let's be honest, but trying to find the teams. Oh, here we go.
And they get to play on Friday, so
Ratowski and Bielecki. So Sebastian Bielecki is a young kid that Matt Campbell actually played at the UK Open, and the kid has some game, man. He is actually a very, very, very good player. Um, so I think the Poland match for the USA is going to be a tough one. I definitely think they can do it, especially because it's pairs.
yeah,
It's all doubles. So if there's any advantage that we have from the Canadian side or the USA side, it's because our guys are accustomed to playing doubles, not all singles. So and then I think the Canadian side plays Ireland or Northern Ireland maybe. Um, they're
where
playing Willie O'Connor and Steve Lennon, who are former runners up in the World Cup, I believe. I think that's who it is, right? Republic of Ireland. Yep, Republic of Ireland. Yeah, so Willie O'Connor, Steve Lennon, I believe they were runner up in a couple years back. So actually, it's a pretty tough one. But yeah, you think the Wills team's going to get it done, huh?
uh, I do. I mean, I think they're just it's a good team. I mean, it's Gerwin Price and Johnny Clayton. I mean, I think Michael Smith and James Wade could easily be very competitive and have a chance to win it as well, as long as James Wade's hitting the doubles. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm actually intrigued to actually see the Diving Boater and Norbert. I think that's gonna be fun too to
Yeah,
watch them play.
I've always I think Diving Boda and Opper definitely have an opportunity. I definitely think I'm also Michael Smith, James Wade. That's a kind of interesting team. Um, they can definitely do some damage. I mean, they are the number one seed. So, but I think the team that I think can make some noise and nobody's really talking about, even though they are the fifth seed, is Australia. Damon Hedda and Simon Whitlock. Um,
He Hedda has been shooting very good,
oh, I'm telling you, man, he's
and
he's
Whitlock's just been consistent for all these years.
yeah, he's just so steady. So I think that Hedda and Whitlock's probably my sleeper. If I was gonna,
He's he's probably got to still be one of the last remaining people that have played in all of them, right?
I don't even know. I don't
I mean,
that I don't know.
that's going to be a short list.
Yeah, it has to be now.
Oh, like him and Chris Lim, maybe
Paul Lim,
Paul Lim. Sorry.
no problem. Let's see how you are. Yeah, Paul Lim's back there again. So, yeah, man, it should be interesting. Kicks off on Thursday. Should be interesting. Best of luck to Matt Campbell, Jules Van Dongen, Danny Baggage, Jeff
Yes.
Smith tomorrow, and Wednesday. I think they have the Pro Tours, and then they're rolling right into the PDC World Cup. So,
Perfect.
also, we give a shout out to all those playing at the Nationals. I think the Nationals are kicking off in Canada, maybe
Yep.
today or this week. So, I know Tina Randall, Carrie Kennedy are there, part of the BDG team. So wish them all the best. That's another couple ladies that we may get on for an interview at some point. You may join me for that.
Okay.
Got a couple comments here before we get off. DPFL loved it. Matt Hamble, I really like this format where the chats are combined. DPFL Dart said hi. Sorry, GD That's a name though. He says he's a disabled vet and he plays darts with Paula Murphy. So, um, home turf. So sorry about that. Thought he was in here. I thought he was in here trolling. So, no big deal. Um, there's 5 have been playing since the start. Mike Baldwin says, and never count the wish. Baggage. He's a shizzy.
All right. Well, I mean, 5. I mean, that's still a very small amount. You know what I mean?
I wonder if
It's
it's
been going on for
O'Connor. I wonder if it's O'Connor and Lennon. I wonder if they've been there the whole
uh,
time.
and probably what am I trying? Probably
Maybe Gurney or Dolan.
Dolan and Gurney, probably. Yeah.
I wonder who it is. I mean, it would have to be. It would have to be one of those guys, right? I mean, it seems like it makes sense. I mean, those Germans. They've been around. Maybe Kim Hybricks. Maybe Kim Hybricks.
Yeah, maybe.
Mincer,
He's
possibly. I don't know. If you guys know them, put them in the chat. Who's the 5? We're interested in that. But let's see who we got here. They Any other announcements for you, Jay? Anything going on? I know you got some DPNE stuff coming up. Is that next week or this weekend?
yeah, Dart Players New England event number 4 in about a week and a half on the 25th, and then only thing going on for me after that will be the 603 Club. We started a second branch out on the seacoast of New Hampshire, so we had 24 members out in there. We're gonna have our finals on July 9th, so I'm excited to be playing in that, and then I'll be streaming and commentating on the Concord branch, the original branch, the following weekend. So that'll be fun. I'm gonna have Mark the Situation Bastion joining me for that.
Oh, nice.
So we're gonna have a good
Cool.
little time, and
Cool.
then I'll be seeing you in August at the CDC.
Yes, sir. I'll tell you, so upcoming for me is I thought I was going to have to share some bad news with the nation tonight, but luckily I got a call this morning with some better news. So I thought I wasn't going to be able to attend weekend number 2 for the CDC, which is the 20. What is that, Jay? Not this weekend, but next
Yeah,
weekend,
the 25th. Yeah, it's the same weekend as
24th,
Star Player New England. Yep.
24th through 26th. I didn't think I was going to be able to attend because I don't have my passport. But we called to try to get me in, the expedited way up in Chicago, and they're all their appointments were full. So my mom called this morning. My mom. My mom called this morning and said that next Wednesday that they can get me in for an appointment. So guess who's going to get their passport, and guess who's going to be at CDC event number 2 in Toronto? I'm right here. So I'm actually pretty stoked about it. I'm looking forward to it, and yeah. And then after that, I come back, and then Ryan George and myself, we're going to make an announcement here in a couple days. He's going to be joining me at the soft tip event. Then I'm just going to be streaming, no playing. I'm just going to go and stream the event. We're going to commentate. And then in July, I don't remember. I don't think there may be something going on in July. I can't remember. And then August is really busy with 3 events. Music City, we have the CDC event in Indianapolis, and then also DPFL event. So,
Yeah.
but anyway, Sharon Butler. All right, man. I think that's going to do it for us. Definitely appreciate y'all. Once again, check out that Mission Samurai 2. It's on sale at dartbrokers.com. Check out dartbrokers.com for all your supplies. Anything you need. If we don't have it, we can definitely try to get it for you. Galaxy Barrel Design, sponsor of Jay Wall and myself. Galaxy Apparel Design as well. Dartbrokers.com, I already said them. Big Bully Darts, L Style, and Mission Darts. And that Mission line, they just came out with a new Ryan Joyce dart, a new Connor Scott dart, some awesome looking stuff that we just put on our website. So go check that out as well. But Jay, it's been a pleasure, my friend.
Always, my friend.
Yeah, been a good night, man, and I'll be talking to you soon, buddy. Have a good night.
You too. Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Till next time, guys and gals. J Watt and J Wall Production is out. See ya.